there's another side to it that the consumers don't really see, but it's the lot supply as well. So one of the challenges too with this huge surge in starts is that we have really seen the lot supply get stripped. So since the first quarter of 2019, the housing starts in Dallas-Fort Worth have increased by 50%, but the number of vacant lots on the ground has not changed. We're still at 69,000 vacant lots. So our month supply has declined from a normal 24-month supply down to under a 16-month supply. And we're probably going to climb to about 55,000 starts, so it's going to be an incredibly low period. Well, it takes a while to get lots delivered. It takes probably about 12 months at least to get entitlements in place, and then another 14 to 16 months for them to physically put in the streets and the utilities and get them to the point that the city accepts them, then the builder can start his housing. So there's a scramble going on. Certainly development of lots has picked up. The entitlement process has surged. So there are a lot of builders and developers out getting lots through the cities, but it's just going to take time. So we're going to be, it's going to be a very tightened market as we go forward. And as you can imagine, it's created an inflationary situation on that side of the equation as well. So the next round of lots likely are going to be up anywhere from 15 to 25%, depending on which markets you're looking at.
So Ted, if you're a big time investor like Wheeler is there a play?
Well, we've seen a lot of, newbies come into the market. I think, you got to really know what you're doing right now. There's some guys that we've seen that have kind of gotten skinned alive on the builder side because they came in and really didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have the connections and the contacts to get houses built. And, there's a shortage of labor out there and a shortage of supply. So if you don't have previous relationships, that's difficult. And, I think I'd caution people as well on the development side. If you're coming in, you really need to understand what development costs are. We've seen surging costs on the development side as well. And as I mentioned, the concrete shortages and things like that. So, sure, yeah, it's an interesting time right now to just be, don't jump in just to be a Me Too kind of person in this market.
Yeah, that fear of missing out can get you sometimes.
Yeah.
And Ted, I think you may have talked some people into who, might be sitting on the sidelines because this is so crazy right now. You may have talked them into it here by, talking about the whole lot situation. There's not a lot of available lots out there, and that land is going to get more expensive as those are developed. So down the road, we may see yet another increase in price for a new home.
Yeah. It's an interesting time, Dallas-Fort Worth and Houston, obviously, kind of at record levels and leading the nation. I've spent quite a bit of my time here the last few months talking to builders from outside of DFW that want to come into the market. And you quickly tell them, say, look, if you want to come here, you're going to have to buy your way in and go find tracts of land and entitle them and get them developed because the development community is going to take care of the locals first. And, the reality is there's just not enough lots out there. So, there is a barrier to entry to come into the Dallas-Fort Worth market.
Sounds like a gold rush. The builders from elsewhere wanting to come in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Ted, thank you so much for taking the time with us. I always feel smarter every time I talk to you about these things. And what an astounding time right now. We needed somebody who, has a lot of perspective on this.
Well, I appreciate you including me. And hopefully, we keep on going and there's no disaster ahead, but it is a time to pay attention to what's going on.